All right, guys, it is coming up on 1 o'clock, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in to a Hurricane Ida update. And unfortunately, Hurricane Ida is doing exactly what we thought she would do, it would do. And it is in a rapiding, strengthening phase right now. And I'm going to put on the radar, and as you can see, or the satellite, and as you can see, there is a nasty eye of the storm, and the National Hurricane Center just did an update on the Hurricane Ida, and the maximum sustained winds have jumped up to 100 miles per hour, and the minimum central pressure is now at 972 millibars. So this thing is extremely strengthening pretty quickly over the Gulf of Mexico, and this is going to be a nasty, nasty situation coming in here for the areas near the coastline of Mississippi and the coastline of Louisiana. So what I would like to do is I would like to show you guys where the path of this storm is actually going to go, and then I will also show you region by region what you can expect from this storm system. Now, of course, you can see that once again it is strengthening right now, and that is not a good thing if you are down there, like I said, along the coastline of the areas in and around the New Orleans area, and especially if you were down here near the Baton Rouge or the Lafayette, Louisiana area. And it is supposed to produce a copious amounts of rain. It is supposed to create a lot of dangerous, life-threatening storm surge down there in the area in and around New Orleans and closer to the mouth of the Mississippi River. So there are a lot of evacuation orders in place right now. So make sure that you do heed your evacuation orders, and especially get out while you can, because you do not want this to be an issue coming up a little bit later on. Okay, so here is what I've got, and I am actually going to real fast switch over now. Okay, so as we move into the day tomorrow, this is the day 2 outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. And as you can see right now, there is a slight risk of severe weather and tornadoes. That includes a good portion of South Mississippi, and then, of course, southeast Louisiana, including the New Iberia, Louisiana area, all the way over to Slidell, Hammond, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans, and then, of course, coming down here into the coastline of Alabama and the coastline of Mississippi, basically all the way from Macomb, Mississippi, all the way down Macomb, Macomb and Brookhaven, Mississippi, all the way down to Ocean Springs, Bay St. Louis, Biloxi, Gulfport, and Pascagoula. So that is the situation that we have ongoing for the day tomorrow. Now, as we move into the areas in and around the southeast Louisiana area, including Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Covington, Louisiana, there is a flash flood watch that is in effect beginning in the morning and lasting through Monday. And this is across all of southeastern Louisiana and portions of the coastline of Mississippi, including Pascagoula, Biloxi, and Gulfport, because New Orleans can and will possibly see rainfall of 8 to 16 inches with locally higher amounts associated with Ida. So flash flooding is likely where any training bans result in prolonged heavy rainfall. So this will also produce a lot of flooded and inundated roadways in and around the areas of Lafayette, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Covington, and places like that. And I would not rule out the possibility of Slidell, Louisiana either. Now, there's also going to be, like I said, once again, there is the potential for extreme flooding rains in the purple area. And the purple area does include Baton Rouge, Prairie Point, LaPlace, Covington, and New Orleans. So that is the area. Now, the potential for major flooding rains goes all the way around that to include Macomb, Mississippi, Poplarville, Mississippi, Bay St. Louis, Gulfport, and Pascagoula. So this is going to be an extreme amount of flooding with the heavy rainfall with Ida across southern portions of Louisiana and Mississippi. And this is beginning Sunday through late Monday night. And there, of course, is the exact updated rainfall amounts. Now, from the areas in and around the New Orleans area, 8 to 10 inches of rainfall is expected. Areas just off to the west, in between New Orleans and Baton Rouge, is supposed to see 10 to 15 inches, and then the coastline of Mississippi up to the areas near Macomb, 6 to 8 inches of rain, and then the Pine Belt area of Mississippi, Hattiesburg, Laurel, Soso, Ellisville, 4 to 6 inches of rain. So that is going to be the major flooding threat that is going to be down there in the area. Now, if you are in the purple area and the pink area here, this includes Jackson, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Prairie Point, New Orleans, and LaPlace. You can expect to see winds greater than 110 miles per hour. And this does include the New Orleans metro area. Once again, for the purple pink area, this is going to be the potential for winds greater than 110 miles per hour. Now, around that includes the Centerville area and the Amite, Louisiana area. You can expect to see between 74 and 110 mile per hour winds. And then around that, you can expect to see winds of tropical storm force, which is 58 to 73 miles per hour. And that includes Macomb, Mississippi, Poplarville, and Bay St. Louis. So prepare for widespread power outages, tree damage, and structural damage in the areas highlighted in the red and the purple areas. And I also do need to mention that this is from Sunday afternoon through Monday. So please make sure that you protect your property and life, and efforts to do that should be underway right now, and act now to complete the preparation before the winds become too hazardous from Ida. So that is the situation that you can expect along the immediate coastline and in and around the New Orleans metro area. Now let's move a little bit further off to the north and check on our friends in central Mississippi. Now, if you were watching yesterday afternoon, you could see that the delta of Mississippi was just going to see a small amount of rain. Now, the entire area, basically from the Highway 82 corridor all the way down to the south, is going to see 4 to 8 inches of rain with isolated amounts upwards of 10 inches of rain possible. Areas of flash flooding is likely through eastern, central, and western Mississippi. Some roads may be flooded or possibly closed, and some structures possibly threatened with inundation. And this is from Sunday night through Tuesday for a good portion of central, western, and eastern Mississippi from the flooding threat from Ida. Now, let me also show you that you can expect widespread wind damage if you are basically from the areas of Yazoo City down to Laurel and points off to the south and to the west. And this does include the Vicksburg Metro, the Jackson Metro, the Hattiesburg Metro, and the Natchez, Mississippi Metro area, with winds of 45 to 65 miles per hour, widespread down trees and power lines, some damage to roofs and homes. Many roads will be blocked, and here's the key: power outages and some communication outages lasting several days. So you need to prepare. If you are down here in the orange shaded area, prepare for power outages and some communication outages lasting for several days in and around the areas of Yazoo City, Vicksburg, Jackson, McGee, Brookhaven, Natchez, Laurel, Ellisville, Hattiesburg. So that is the situation up there for the Jackson, Mississippi metro area. So that is going to be a lot of issues there for our friends in Louisiana and in Mississippi. So once again, if you are in South Mississippi or if you are in central or southwestern Mississippi, towards the Vicksburg, Natchez, Brookhaven, Hattiesburg, and Laurel areas, just note that it's going to be winds of 45 to 65 miles per hour Sunday night through Tuesday, which can produce widespread down trees and power lines, some damage to roofs and homes. Many roads will be blocked, and power outages and some communication outages lasting for several days. So this is a very, very serious situation coming in here for the coastline of Mississippi and Louisiana. So I want to turn back on the radar. So give me just a second, because I want to do a quick update for you guys. So once again, there is Ida. And it is currently a Category 2 storm on the new advisory. Winds are 100 with gusts up to 105. And so this is a pretty serious situation. Now, as you can see on the next advisory, it is supposed to be winds of 115 upwards of 140. And then, of course, it is supposed to be a Category 4 and a Category 4 before making landfall in the marshes of Louisiana. with winds of 130 with gusts upwards of 160 miles per hour. And the most intense it is supposed to get is 130 with gusts upwards of 160 miles per hour. And this is where it is supposed to come inland just off to the southwest of Yuma, Louisiana, and that would spread a lot of problems for the New Orleans area and also the Baton Rouge, Louisiana area. And then down here close to the Louisiana-Mississippi border south of Natchez, it is supposed to be downgraded to a tropical storm with winds still at 70 miles per hour with gusts upwards of 80 miles per hour. And then it's supposed to come up the delta of Mississippi and then cross really close to the Oxford, Mississippi area by the time we get into the day on Tuesday, with winds still at 30 miles per hour with wind gusts upwards of 40. And then it's supposed to cross out of Mississippi into Tennessee and leave the area behind. So that is the situation that we have ongoing right now with the latest on Hurricane Ida. I intend to do another severe weather update for you guys right here on social media tonight. And then, of course, more frequent updates as we get into the day on Sunday. And then, of course, all day on Monday and Tuesday, I will be here providing long-form severe weather coverage as we continue to watch the progression of very dangerous Hurricane Ida. So I'm going to switch over here now and see if we all have any questions for me. And so that is the situation that we have ongoing. Like I said, I will continue to watch the latest weather information. And I would also prepare, I want to also stress that you guys need to go on ahead and please heed evacuation orders if you are in Louisiana or Mississippi. So that is the situation that we have ongoing right now. I intend to do another video this afternoon and this evening, probably around 5 or 6 o'clock. Before then, if necessary, if we happen to have any of the areas down there in the possibility of tornadoes later this afternoon or tonight. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday, and as always, God bless.